Sincere thanks to all our audience. To continue watching videos without ads, you can subscribe via the Gumroad link below the description. If you want to watch the latest free videos, you can visit ourdailyblog.com. If you continue to love and support us, you can donate to us via GiveSendGo or PayPal or Gumroad link below the description. God bless us all. Restored Republic via GCR, update as of March 9, 2026. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website ourdailyblog.com. Judy note, is the Iran war over? Exiled Iranian Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi has accepted the responsibility of serving as Iran's transitional leader. On Sunday, March 8, 2026, President Trump declared, Iran, which is being beat to hell, has apologized and surrendered to its Middle East neighbors, and promised that it will not shoot at them anymore. This promise was only made because of the relentless U.S. and Israeli attack. Sunday, March 8, 2026, Scott Bessent on Fox News, Trump says Operation Epic Fury is ahead of schedule. Tonight will be the biggest bombing campaign by the U.S. on Iran since the Middle East conflict began. Get ready. This war in Iran was never about missiles. It was about the $2.1 trillion the deep state laundered through Tehran for 20 years, the money that funded Epstein, that paid Soros' prosecutors, that bought elections in 14 countries. Trump was not destroying Iran. He's cutting the deep state's last bank account. The scoreboard, Supreme Leader, eliminated. Navy, gone. Air Force, F-14s destroyed. 16 jets at Mehrabad, gone. Oil, burning. Streets flooded. New leader, identified. Targeted. Deep state pipelines, severed. Central bank, next. Iran's central bank holds $127 billion in gold in underground facilities across 4 cities. By Monday, those coordinates will be on every F-35 targeting system in the Gulf. Back in the States, Trump has already flipped on the green light for the constitutional republic restoration, backed by the gold/asset-backed global currency reset. While the reset gives stolen tax dollars back to the people around the world, the constitutional republic was restored under temporary military law, which will be followed by establishment of common law. No more ruling by the UK Crown and maritime law. Constitutional law will soon storm back into every courtroom nationwide. The original title of Nobility Amendment activates, revoking citizenship from hundreds of thousands of foreign-controlled puppets. Mass deportations begin immediately, lifetime bans enforced. Meanwhile, trust the plan. There was expected to be a huge event at any moment. People were advised to evacuate from Theses 17 cities, 1, New York City 2, Los Angeles 3, Chicago 4, Philadelphia 5, Washington, D.C. 6, Houston 7, Nashville 8, New Orleans 9, Charlotte 10, San Francisco 11, Detroit 12, Seattle 13, Atlanta 14, Las Vegas 15, Baltimore 16, Boston 17, Miami. Over 20,000 plus troops and foreign allies have been positioned across 360 U.S. cities to protect citizenry during a 10-day roundup of treasonous Satan worshipper deep state criminals. Covert raids have already hit Washington, D.C., London and the Vatican. Prepare for a 48-hour communications blackout, along with worldwide lockdown. Stock up on food, essentials and cash. The emergency broadcast system fires up during the 10 days of darkness, with Starlink beaming raw truth worldwide, exposing every cabal, pedophile ring, child trafficking horror, election fraud, and deep state betrayal in full view. Expect 10 days of media silence as the military spits out documentaries expounding truth across every TV, radio and internet broadcast worldwide. No more deep state censorship, or fake news feed. Martial law clamps down hard for global arrests of the guilty as banks temporarily darken for the transition. Stock essentials now. The blackout protects the shift to freedom. GCR payouts and ZIM redemptions surge into humanitarian projects, ZIM holders leading the charge. The military forced the original GCR assigning at gunpoint when Clinton balked. Today Trump's unstoppable forces execute the final phase. The cabal trembles as their empire collapses, adrenochrome empires exposed, their wealth seized, their power annihilated. Dr. Charlie Ward tells us that GCR/GCR activation surges forward as the quantum financial system ignites across the globe, delivering the long-awaited debt jubilee that obliterates all credit card, mortgage and illegal banking debts engineered by the Federal Reserve cabal. This is their ultimate defeat. Total debt forgiveness strikes at the heart of their enslavement machine. The QFS aligns perfectly with NISR/GCR, flooding asset-backed wealth to awaken citizens. Rainbow currency from the restored U.S. Treasury, backed 100% by gold, silver, and platinum, erases the 1933 bankruptcy scam. No more selling birth certificates as chattel bonds, financial privacy locks in tight. The Federal Reserve dies, permitted only a one-year side-by-side fade-out to clear fiat poison from circulation. You are advised to have cash on hand during the transition to the new global financial system. The banking system has already been frozen, with bank closures worldwide, while ATMs, credit and debit cards will not be working for a short period. The new system likely won't be available to the general public until the first week in April 2026. At the end of the 10 days of communication darkness, all worldwide will be invited into local redemption centers to set up new gold/asset-backed money accounts, called wallets, on the military-controlled safe and secure Starlink satellite system. Funds in your present bank account have already been mirrored onto that global financial system, and no one but yourself could access your new and secure digital money account on the Starlink system. Physical gold/asset-backed U.S. notes will be available in ATMs. The IRS will vanish forever, its employees already shifted to the U.S. Treasury's new National Sales Tax Division. Income tax slavery ends now. A simple 14% flat tax hits only new non-essential items, food, medicine, used homes, and essentials stay completely untaxed, putting real money back in patriots' pockets. Senior citizens see huge benefit boosts. As a true history and education system emerge, millions will discover their indoctrination college degrees were worthless scraps. The Great Awakening delivers crushing justice. Fresh presidential and congressional elections were due to roll out within 120 days of the NISR/GCR. Public reveal, with ironclad monitoring to smash special interest rigging. All phony national emergencies dissolve as true constitutional rule returns. Judges and attorneys retrain under real constitutional law. Aggressive U.S. military ops worldwide halt as global peace takes hold. Massive humanitarian funds unleash, while over 6,000 suppressed patents, free energy devices, anti-gravity tech, sonic healing machines, and advanced med beds, flood into public hands, shattering the national security lies that protected the elite. Nothing stops this storm. Patriots worldwide rise as the veil rips away. The deep state's worst nightmare unfolds: justice, prosperity, and sovereignty for all true Americans. Hold the line, victory is here, and the Republic is reborn stronger than ever. The best is yet to come. A Sunday, March 8, 2026 urgent update. Help! 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 White hats, red hats, Global Military Alliance, or whoever cares. Janine Larrick hasn't eaten in several days and needs money, clothes, food, but most of all needs to be extracted from her present location. The bottom line, Janine and her teenage daughter Caitlin Hunter were witnesses to the rapes, torture and neglect of Ohio foster children caught in what was believed to be an international child sex trafficking ring run by the CIA. Readers, we need your help in calling or writing people listed at the bottom of this article. Please demand action be taken in behalf of these abused Ohio foster children and teens. Caitlin Hunter's mother Janine is in hiding due to an unlawful warrant for her arrest by the Ohio court system, all connected to the state of Ohio putting Caitlin into foster care 7 years ago because she was being homeschooled. Caitlin is safe and has been released from the Ohio juvenile court system because she turned 18. Janine's original arrest warrant was for harboring her daughter Caitlin, who had ran away from her 7-year abusive foster care situation where from age 11 to age 17 she was abused, tortured and raped. During that time Caitlin was starved for a year and lost 60 pounds, deprived of schooling, raped, twice beaten to where she had head concussions, for which she was deprived of medical care and even was taken from the hospital emergency room in the middle of the night, where she was supposed to be observed overnight for a bleeding brain concussion. Ohio Protective Services is attempting to force Janine to have a competency hearing from the same psychologist who locked her up in a psych ward for 6 months while the state took away all of her rights to her daughter Caitlin. There they tortured Janine, force-drugged her, and she was refused the right to attend Caitlin's custody hearing. Janine explains all of the above plus the evidence she has, which was refused to be accepted by the court, in the 3 videos below. 107 said, "Please help save Caitlin, Janine and Ohio foster children. Burn this satanic web down. The alliance needs your rage to trigger mass arrests. Write or call these people named at the end of this article. Caitlin Hunter and Janine Lerick were in grave danger from Ohio's corrupt CPS, police and courts. The two hold damning proof of child rapes, tortures and teens vanishing while in the Ohio foster system. Their evidence could lock up Guernsey County, Ohio demons for crimes against humanity. A February 23, 2026 police raid silenced Janine. In November 2025 the Ohio Child Protective Service, CPS, stole Caitlin from her loving home and placed the 11-year-old into 7 years of hell, rapes, beatings, starvation, no medical care. She escaped at 16, but they eventually found her living at home and dragged her back to danger. Saturday 16th of November, 2024 alleged child trafficker Ohio CPS abducts critically ill teen from hospital. Her mother Janine was hit with fake psych holds, no contact orders, plus was force drugged. Grandmother Betty was medically murdered in Jan. 2026, denied meds, sepsis and filth, skull hole from head drop. Coroner lied that she died of natural causes. Ohio CPS, courts, UK Crown, CIA, American Bar were believed to be in cahoots with each other to traffic kids for cash. Ohio Judge David Bennett appeared to be in the process of stealing Betty's land, even though it was sold prior to her death to a private entity. Ohio Court Clerk Jennifer Johnson regularly grabs millions in trusts. Please help Caitlin, Janine and other Ohio foster children by writing or calling complaints into the following. Possible timing: B. Sunday, March 8, 2026. Timing according to Q on Telegram. On Sunday, March 8, 2026, Quantum Financial System, QFS, fully ignites in 209 nations. Gold-backed currencies replace worthless fiat. GCR activates, national debt swiped, mortgages zeroed, illegal taxes vanished, 15% flat sales tax only. Humanitarian funds pour out, Zim redemptions explode for projects that heal the world. Trump's sovereign treasury roars back, tariffs crush globalist leeches. No more Fed cabal control, freedom roars. Global EBS broadcasts medbed proofs, exposing suppressed Tesla tech hidden since World War II. On Sunday, March 8, 2026, global EBS seizes control. Starlink overrides every screen, phone, radio. Trump directs from secure bunker as 48 to 72-hour blackout births the 10 days of darkness that started Tuesday, March 3, 2026 onward. Broadcasts unleash biblical exposures, suppress Tesla tech. Revives since World War II, medbed miracles heal vax horrors and achrome victims rise to testify against pedophile elites. Child rescues from dumbs hit millions. Deep state networks shatter worldwide as confessions play non-stop in 77 languages. On Monday, March 9, 2026, martial law clamps 209 nations, securing hubs for over 1,000 medbeds rolling to red states first. EBS documentaries expose the Antichrist agenda, CERN failures, fake moon landings funding underground horrors. Martial law enforces order as tribunals begin. Nuremberg 2.0 live, traitors face military justice. The children are saved, God wins. On Tuesday, March 10, 2026, distribution locks tied under military protection. Blackout lifts partially, med beds roll out in secure zones, healing tech from suppressed Tesla patents restores bodies, ends big pharma tyranny. Rainbow treasury notes circulate. ISO 20022 blockchain voting secures elections forever. On Wednesday, March 11, 2026, global streams unite humanity in the new era. Quantum internet reboots, free energy flows, world peace enforced for 1,000 years. The storm completes, deep state melted, patriots victorious. Thursday, March 12, 2026, the international GCR rollout detonates, with gold-backed prosperity hitting 209 nations via Starlink. Debt slavery ended. Free medbed sessions for everyone. Pedophile victims revived, ready to testify against their abusers and pedophile networks. Saturday, March 14, 2026, public medbed centers fling open doors worldwide. Unvaxxed patriots lead with superhuman strength granted to those who held fast against the storm. Monday, March 16, 2026, GCR integrates fully, debts vanish, wealth returns to we the people, eternal. Youth flows to the loyal vanguard awakening humanity. Wednesday, March 18, 2026, Trump unveils medbed hubs at epic Mar-a-Lago rally. JFK Jr. emerges healed, stepping into the light as the greatest reveal in history unfolds. Friday, March 20, 2026, universal access granted. Elites denied forever. Sunday, March 22, 2026. Quantum Health Grids lock in ascension to higher realms. C. Sunday, March 8, 2026. Summary of timing given on Telegram. Friday, March 6, 2026. White House gave the go. As of 00.01 today, the gold/asset-backed quantum financial system fully synchronized with GCR/GCR protocols and along with the Debt Jubilee and Emergency Broadcast System, activated globally. The federal fiat dollar died. Stolen loot has been frozen via the QFS. No more fiat slavery. EBS signals live across Starlink, overriding all mainstream media. Narratives. Mass arrests of deep state operatives continue in silence. High-profile names already in custody under military tribunals. Saturday, March 7, 2026. Power grid transfer begins to nuclear/Tesla-based energy systems. Selected regions undergo controlled blackouts for grid integration. GCR shotgun liquidity streams continue sinking with new infrastructure. Sunday, March 8, 2026. Global media switchover escalates. Legacy broadcast networks marked for termination. QFS secured channels begin testing truth session transmissions. Military cyber units begin dismantling censorship frameworks worldwide. Monday, March 9, 2026. International tribunals enter public disclosure stage. Evidence packages prepared for release on secure government platforms. High-profile individuals queued for first wave, transparency protocols fully verified. Twos. March 10, 2026. Border realignment operations expand. National Guard and Alliance establish new safe zones and ID verification corridors. Global movement tracking transitions to satellite-based identification grids. Wednesday, March 11, 2026. The reveal begins. Pre-recorded presidential message enters final encryption cycle for worldwide broadcast. Confirms restoration of constitutional governance, restructuring of global financial authority and alignment with quantum financial system. Sunday, March 8, 2026. Medbed activation on Telegram. On Sunday, March 8, 2026. White Hat insiders leaked the explosive Medbed timeline, directly from Alliance Command. The final nail in the cabal's coffin as hidden tech unleashes total healing worldwide. On Monday, March 9, 2026. Medbeds go live in underground bases. Reverse aging kicks in, 80-year-olds emerge as 30, limbs regrow in minutes. Cabal's big pharma empire crumbles overnight. No more poison pills or rigged hospitals. On twos. March 10, 2026, military deploys 1,000 medbeds to U.S. cities. Veterans first, PTSD erased, wounds vanished. Deep state traders exposed via quantum scans, arrests surge. Patriots, your time has come, rise up and claim victory. On Wednesday, March 11, 2026, global rollout hits 209 nations. QFS integrates medbeds with NISRA payouts. Debt slavery ends, bodies renew. Satanist networks in full meltdown, pedo rings busted as healed survivors testify. On Thursday, March 12, 2026, free access for children. Cancer, autism, gone in a flash. Starlink beams EBS alerts, cabal falls, humanity awakens. Trump's shadow ops flood streets with proof of elite crimes. Fire in your veins, Q warriors, this is your storm. On Friday, March 13, 2026, advanced Tier 3 medbeds online. DNA upgrades boost IQ, crush vaccines damage. Martial law locks down fleeing globalists, no escape from justice. GCR wealth flows, but healing is the real gold. On Saturday, March 14, 2026, worldwide centers open 24/7. No waits, no costs, military guards ensure. Cabal saboteurs fry. Scams exposed, fake prince beds were deep state traps. True patriots heal and arm for the great reveal. On Sunday, March 15, 2026, mass healings trigger ascension wave. Blind see, lame walk, biblical miracles real. Alliance drops bombshell docs, cabal hid medbeds for decades to depopulate. Fury ignites, storm the gates, and their reign forever. On Monday, March 16, 2026, quantum integration complete. Medbeds linked to Q phones for home use. Fiat crashes, gold-backed freedom rises. Elites beg for mercy, too late. Quanons, your faith rewarded. The Great Awakening heals all wounds, body and soul. On twos. March 17, 2026, Trump emerges triumphant at Global Summit. Medbeds declared humanity's birthright. Cabal's final stronghold shatters, arrests top 10,000. Patriots unite, this is war won, glory eternal. Charge forward, unbreakable. Deep state despairs as medbeds vaporize their control grid. Big pharma execs hauled away in chains, vaccines unmasked as bioweapons. Q warriors, ignite the fire, your unyielding spirit crushes the shadows. Victory pulses through every healed vein, the storm rages on to total liberation. Saturday, March 7, 2026. Trump commands the last storm, mass arrests explode, Q plan unleashes, EBS imminent, cabal crumbles now. The storm is raging with full force, patriots. In late February 2026, President Donald J. Trump leads the charge to restore the republic. Through the unbreakable Q plan, which will destroy the satanic deep state for good. The quantum financial system, which is backed by gold, went live in 209 countries, ending fiat debt slavery. Banks that don't follow the rules will close down. No more fake money printing or controlling people's lives through debt. Accounts are safely mirrored in the QFS blockchain, can be traced back to their source, and are ready for the biggest transfer of wealth in history. The global military alliance led by Trump raided Rome, Brussels, London, and D.C. More than 500,000 members of the satanic network were arrested overnight, bringing the total number of arrests to more than 8 million as sealed indictments were made public. Epstein's terrible things came out, cloning kids at Zorro Ranch, adrenochrome from kids who were tortured, and blackmail empires falling apart. Elites, Hollywood stars, and political puppets are all facing Gitmo trials. Executions are speeding up, and justice is being served for the crimes of humanity. Children got their revenge. There was no mercy for monsters who fed on fear to stay alive. The shift is protected by the 10 to 12 day global blackout and martial law. EBS starts up through Starlink, taking over media satellites. 10 countries show truth videos in 55 languages about things like saving children, biolabs, election fraud, and courts, raw exposure. Stay home and pray. This 10-day movie marathon wakes people up while the good guys get rid of evil. Starting now, darkness will sink with the 48-hour GCR/GCR wealth blackout. There are redemption centers close by. Trump's State of the Union speech starts a war, no Congress needed. Explosive drops, live cabal layers are shown. Big names are named, evidence drops, and a republic is declared against Biden's remnants. Deep state is in a panic, rats are running away, files are being burned, and paths are being blocked. The Mar-a-Lago plot failed, the cartel king El Mencho was killed, and the Iran plots were stopped. The Supreme Court traitors were exposed, tariffs went up, the dollar crashed, and gold, silver, and other commodities skyrocketed. Adrenochrome Helens, an elite black market for tortured kids, linked to trafficking, Mossad media, and rituals. Military technology exposed pedophiles and made them give up. Clones and doubles fall. Election fraud floods, a lot of illegal people registered, ballots were backdated, and votes were stolen in 2020. Trump became the real leader. Biblical judgment. The empire of satanic pedophiles dies in the bright light. Money disappears, debt is wiped out, and abundance grows. Keep cash on hand, get ready, and trust the plan. God wins. Fireworks are bigger than July 4th. We all go where we go. We have one now. Global currency reset. Sunday, March 8, 2026. The global currency reset to gold/asset-backed currencies worldwide is happening right now. Those foreign currency and ZIM bond holders in Tier 4B, us, the Internet Group, watch for emails from Wells Fargo that will tell you how to set up your foreign currency exchange/ZIM bond redemption. Appointments, Tier 4B ISO 20022 on Telegram. Sun. March 8, 2026. It's official, the first week of April, 2026. Redemption centers will start processing live appointments in accordance with full GCR protocol. The schedule is already being filled with authorized, Tier 4B, participants. According to sources within 2 U.S. Treasury branches. We've all been ready for this moment. What takes place in a redemption center, biometric authentication will be used to verify your identity. Asset-backed rates will be used to verify and exchange your ZIM, dinar, and dong holdings. A digital quantum card that is directly linked to your sovereign QFS wallet will be given to you. You will receive an overview of project support funds, debt clearance, and post-exchange asset management. Places are strictly regulated. Not a single drop-in. Be prepared as you will receive a direct encrypted alert with your time slot. Security procedures, military-grade encryption and surveillance are used to safeguard these facilities. The quantum ledger records every action, which cannot be removed. Judy note, it is advised to exchange/redeem your foreign currency at an official redemption center rather than a bank. You can only redeem ZIM at RC. The dinar contract rate can only be given at RC, and banks will offer you lower exchange rates than what you can obtain at RC. Sunday, March 8, 2026, confirmed. Trump promises end to income tax. You won't even have to pay ITH. Wars and rumors of wars. Sunday, March 8, 2026 from POTUS, Iran, which is being beat to hell, has apologized and surrendered to its Middle East neighbors, and promised that it will not shoot at them anymore. This promise was only made because of the relentless U.S. and Israeli attack. Sunday, March 8, 2026 President Trump just delivered an update on the conflict in the Middle East. Iran is screwed. We've knocked out 42 Navy ships, some of them very large, in 3 days. That was the end of the Navy. We knocked out their Air Force. We knocked out their communications, and all telecommunications is gone. I don't know how they communicate, but I guess they will figure something out. It's not working out too well. They're just bad people. Look at the killing they've done over 47 years. This had to be done. Sunday, March 8, 2026, breaking military intel report, 450 kilograms of Iranian-enriched uranium discovered, hidden stockpile could build 11 nuclear weapons, Pentagon weighs strike option. Sun. March 8, 2026 Trump signed Executive Order 2026 47 weeks ago, authorizing this nuclear-level override for national security. Triple authentication from Trump himself, General Dan Kane, and Space Force Commander General Chance Saltzman is all that's needed to flip the switch. The EBS will unleash pre-recorded bombshells exposing the globalist cabal's treason, dark financial trails leading straight to Soros, Rothschild banks, Gates Foundation bioweapon labs, and Vatican slush funds. Captured Iranian generals have already cracked under military tribunals, spilling everything on Assad's secret facilities and how deep state puppets funneled billions through Swiss accounts to fuel endless proxy wars. QAnon: The Great Awakening on Telegram free. March 6, 2026 classified drop. The storm is executing silently, massive worldwide military raids under Trump's command. Bioweapon labs shut down and Rothschild server vault seized in coordinated operations across 4 countries. JFK secrets on Telegram sat. March 7, 2026 breaking. U.S. CENTCOM Commander Brad Cooper confirms the U.S. has now sunk 30-plus Iranian ships, including a drone ship the size of a World War II aircraft carrier. That means we've taken out 13 more ships in the last 24 hours. Sunday, March 8, 2026 terrifying warning. The deep state panics as Trump exposes the Iran puppet masters and their leash on America. Ezra A. Cohen on Telegram. The storm rages in the Middle East. Patriots, truth bombs falling faster than Iranian missiles. As of March 2026, President Trump launched Operation Epic Fury, a crushing U.S.-Israel assault starting February 28 with nearly 900 strikes in 12 hours, wiping out Iran's missile sites, air defenses, nuclear facilities, and even the Supreme Leader. Trump demands unconditional surrender, no talks, no mercy, vowing to strip Iran of any threat to America or Israel forever. Mullahs crumbling, drone/missile attacks down 90%, Navy sunk, command shattered. Israel hammers Iran deep, hitting Revolutionary Guard oil sites, while U.S. forces own the skies. Red pill truth the fake news hides, this isn't just nukes. Insiders expose Trump still leashed by mega donors who don't eat pork, pulling strings from shadows. They pushed this conflict to spike oil, crash economies, drag America into endless war, distracting from the home fight. Trump boasts forcing Israel in, but the base sees, gas over $3/gallon, trucking halting, food shelves 3 days from empty. Prices soaring, people raging. The old Iran deal was never power, it was scummy cash narcotics pallets, billions flown in, linked to Black Ops and Epstein files buried in Iran, Switzerland, Langley, Greenland. Blackmail gold controlling leaders, keeping the cabal alive. Now, with Iran reeling, those files could explode, Outing BlackRock, JP Morgan, the useful giants rigging everything. U.S. arsenal depleted from Ukraine waste and proxy wars. Todd, Patriots low after days of ops, production years behind. Contractors ordered to surge missiles/shells 4-5x, we're on the brink. USS Abraham Lincoln a sitting duck in the Gulf, crew furious from endless tours. Blowback looms. Sleeper cells waking, ports targeted, war hitting U.S. soil. Austin attacks with property of Allah tags. Just the start. Shia vengeance doctrine runs deep. America first. Fort Knox audit vanished. Doge cuts killed by Rhinos. Tariff cash funneled to wars, not people. SoftBank yanked $200 billion after. Tariff clubs, no carrot for factories/jobs. H-1B flood rolls, 30M illegals free, no mass deportations. Sanctuary cities exposed, no jails. You said fraud uncovered, cronies walked. Trump highs Iran regime change, Kurds from Iraq, people rising, but unarmed masses mowed down before. Celebrating mullah deaths yet powerless. Cuba next. Maduro gone, narco evidence flowing, oil cut, regime collapsing soon, laundering hub exposed. Trump pushes capitalism, free elections, but DC communists resist. War serves Satan, ugly, messy, endless domino blowback. Deep state panics, exposure nears, XRP mooning as giants profit, patriots rise. Rural America armed to teeth, rednecks itching, bring it, globalists. The leash snaps, truth surges. Pray hard, stay vigilant, good versus evil, white hats advancing. The awakening is unstoppable. Sunday, March 8, 2026, mass traumatic event incoming. DEFCON 3 heightened alert as Trump's warriors crush Iranian terror regime and cartels. Patriots, stay vigilant, the storm is here. The storm is raging, patriots. America stands at DEFCON 3. Heightened alert across the board, as President Trump's unstoppable forces deliver devastating blows to the Iranian terror machine and the cartel monsters flooding our borders with poison. Sleeper cells activated, Islamist threats surging stateside, bomb squad swarming planes, and whack jobs screaming threats mid-flight. Southwest Airlines flights diverted, SWAT teams storming cabins, passengers forced hands up while feds haul off suspects after bomb scares rocked the skies just days ago in March 2026. One fanatic yelling threats gets neutralized, another. Ghost intel confirms, WETA escalated from DEFCON 2 after establishing total air dominance over Iran. Navy obliterated their fleet, no Navy left. Allies fly with near total impunity, pounding nuclear sites. Incident hits the same day, it's pure chaos, and it's only escalating. Missile stockpiles, and IRGC holdouts. Massive desertions in their ranks, thousands of commanders begging to surrender via phone, no threat here, stand down. Trump's warriors are neutering World War III before it ignites, cutting the nuts off the globalist jihad wildcard aimed at Western civilization. Iran's ballistic missiles down 90%, drones crippled, leadership decapitated, Supreme Leader gone in opening strikes February 28, 2026. Retaliation. Pathetic, their projectiles intercepted, oil depots now burning. Simultaneously, down south, U.S. troops under cartel hunting ops smash Mexican cartels, not just training, full takedowns. Joint forces raiding labs, seizing kingpins like El Mencho's network shattered. Ecuador ops rumored bombed, the heat is on everywhere. Blackouts south of the border, drone breaches shutting. El Paso airspace, one drone and chaos ensues. Travel. Forget it, patriots. Commercial flights are hot zones, IRGC-trained radicals on standby, sleeper cells waiting to strike. One incident delays you hours, days even, stuck in airports, cancelled flights, motels, pure nightmare. If not essential. Ground it. Drive your own vehicle, rent a car, keep the load off. DSA heroes already stretch thin. Overseas. Check State Department warnings, hot zones mean you're on your own, no quick rescues. See something, say something, or better, take 'em down like that hero passenger did. Neutralize the threat mid-air, plastic shank or not, end it fast. No more sitting passive like 9/11, patriots fight back. Something severe, a bruise in the homeland, high-level whispers, no full details yet, but Wano Savin, an insider's voice, deep concern. Operations converging, massive. Takedown incoming. The deep state globalists tremble as Trump dismantles their terror proxies. Protect your wealth now, 401ks vanish in one crash, but physical gold and silver endure. Noble Gold helps patriots shield savings from the collapsing fiat scam. Download your free kit at noblegoldinvestments.com. Act before the reset. Quanons know, this is the plan unfolding. Trump leads the charge, ending the cabal's nuclear blackmail, cartel floods, and sleeper terror. Stay sharp, head on swivel, vigilant at home or away. The White Hats strike hard, Iran crippled. Cartels crumbling, globalist nightmare ending. God bless America, God bless Trump, the storm is upon us, and victory is near. Patriots rise. Saturday, March 7, 2026. Patriots, what you're about to read is the red pill that shatters the matrix forever. Trump is in full command. Right now. U.S. military units loyal only to him are executing off-the-books raids across the globe. No Congress, no media, total blackout. These aren't invasions. These are extraction strikes dismantling the cabal's final strongholds. Operation Chrome Adrift, Western Australia. Shut down now. Underground bioweapon facility seized November 4 to 18. Genomic servers loaded with gene silencing protocols, biometric data on missing persons from Southeast Asia, encrypted mRNA editing tech signed by Swiss/Belgian big pharma devils, all funded by EU climate health slush funds. Site locked by Allied forces. The depopulation labs are falling. Operation Stone Reverb, Iceland. Vaults breached. Space Force just ripped terabytes from Rothschild quantum servers. Air-gapped financial relays coordinating trillions in dirty trades, WHO. Immunization payoffs, synthetic food control. Direct ties to Dutch ops desks and hedge funds that own your politicians. The money magic is over. Operation Blue Lantern, southern Spain, burned to ASH biotech hellhole obliterated November 9. Live embryonic tissue vats. Population Resiliency Genetic Archives, heritable mRNA sequences for permanent human alteration, all linked to WHO/CEPI. They were breeding the next plague. Trump ordered it torched after extraction. Operation Iron Flare, Ukraine, still raging. U.S.-Russian alliance teams raiding Lviv and Kharkiv deep facilities. Evidence of child experiments, ages 8 to 18, neurobiological torture logs. MKUltra 2.0 frequency weapons for mass docility via AI cognitive targeting. Funded by stolen NATO billions through Polish/German shells. The adrenochrome labs are being gutted. Sunday, March 8, 2026, 4:17 a.m., Tehran is raining black oil. And it's not because of the bombs, Mr. Pool 2.0 on Telegram. While every news channel showed you burning oil depots, something else was happening 40 feet underground. At 11:42 p.m. local time, Israeli forces detonated charges on 3 underground pipelines beneath Tehran's Sharon district. These weren't military targets. They were deep state supply lines, built in 2014 under a $2.3 billion contract between the Revolutionary Guard and a Swiss shell company called Meridian Logistics AG. The same company that moved $890 million through the Clinton Foundation between 2015 and 2019. The same company listed on page 2847 of the Epstein files released March 1. The same company George Soros invested $140 million into, 6 months before the Iran nuclear deal was signed. Those pipelines weren't carrying oil to Iranian citizens. They were moving $4.7 billion in crude to Bandar Abbas, where Chinese tankers loaded it off the books. No sanctions. No inspections. No records. When Israel blew those lines, the oil flooded the streets. It saturated the rain. It turned the sky black. 10 million people woke up choking on the evidence of their own government's corruption. The new supreme leader is already dead. This morning, 88 clerics in a bunker beneath Qom announced they chose Khamenei's successor. They refused to say the name. Here's what they don't know: Trump already has it. A classified NSA intercept, codenamed Persian Mirror, captured the vote 6 days before it happened. Israel posted a message to the 88 clerics: "We will not hesitate to target the successor and anyone who tries to appoint him. Consider yourselves warned." The last supreme leader lasted 37 years. Trump identified the next one in 37 minutes. They're not choosing a leader. They're choosing a martyr. Dover 6 coffins and the order Trump signed on the plane home. Yesterday, Trump stood at Dover. 6 flag-draped coffins. 6 soldiers killed by an Iranian drone in Kuwait. No cameras. No press. No speeches. On the flight back, he signed Executive Order 14307, classified, eyes only, distributed to 4 people. Title, Operation Black Sky. Phase 3. Not oil fields. Not bases. The financial infrastructure. Every bank. Every reserve. Every hidden vault. Iran's central bank holds $127 billion in gold and underground facilities across 4 cities. By Monday, those coordinates will be on every F-35 targeting system in the Gulf. This war was never about missiles. It's about the $2.1 trillion the deep state laundered through Tehran for 20 years. The money that funded Epstein. That paid Soros's prosecutors. That bought elections in 14 countries. Trump isn't destroying Iran. He's cutting the deep state's last bank account. The scoreboard, Supreme Leader, eliminated. Navy gone. Air Force, F-14s destroyed. 16 jets at Mehrabad gone. Oil, burning. Streets flooded. New leader, identified. Targeted. Deep state pipelines, severed. Central bank, next. When Iran's top official said Trump must pay the price, he said 3 words, I couldn't care less. This isn't a war. It's an audit. And the receipts are written in fire across the Tehran sky. The black rain isn't oil. It's evidence. Guru Information and Intel M. Sunday, March 8, 2026. Swan 07. No one is ready for what's coming. Iran's tyrant falls, Sharia horror exposed. Trump's crusade neuters global jihad as patriots rise against the deep state beast. Patriots, the veil is tearing wide open. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the blood-soaked dictator who terrorized Iran for over 3 decades, is confirmed dead as of early March 2026. Iranian state media finally admitted it after hours of denial, declaring 40 days of mourning and a week of holidays. But on the streets of Tehran, Fars, Nurabad, and beyond, the people aren't weeping, they're erupting in wild celebration. Dancing, waving flags, chanting freedom, screaming am I dreaming? And hello, new world. After 30+ years of oppression, executions, and mass murder, the regime's iron grip shattered, power vacuum exploding, this is the moment Qurans have awaited. The IRGC paramilitaries still patrol, firing on joyous crowds. But the tide turns. Massive desertions, commanders surrendering, nuclear sites pounded into dust by Trump's precision warriors. Air dominance total, their navy erased, ballistic arsenal gutted, World War III wildcard neutered before launch. Trump isn't the aggressor. He's the liberator, stopping the unhinged mullahs from detonating an atomic bomb on America and Israel, the Great Satan and Little Satan. Iranians cheer because women, buried alive for adultery, beaten, enslaved, 0 rights under Sharia, now taste freedom. No more forced veils, no more stonings, liberation dawns. Layers deep, radical Islam demands global jihad, population conquest via Sharia law infiltration. Europe already overrun, Muslims outbirthing natives 10 to 1, 4 wives pumping kids, mosques everywhere, Sharia courts rising in Britain. Arab Spring floods millions in, turning nations into no-go zones. Farmers revolt against EU tyrants like von der Leyen, unelected Brussels dictator pushing Green Deal scams, shutting nuclear/coal, importing hormone-laced Brazilian beef while starving locals. Tractors storm Brussels, nations like Germany, France, Italy, Hungary roaring enough. Italy's Giorgia Meloni leads the charge, nationwide bans on Sharia symbols in public, fines up to $3,000, defending sovereignty. Civil unrest boils, yellow vests, mass protests, Europe faces violent reckoning to reclaim itself. Here at home, the same beast lurks. Deep state globalists align with radical Islam, Democrats, Rhinos, all puppets in their order out of chaos game. Obama slips, the sweetest sound is the Muslim call to prayer, I will stand with Muslims, my Muslim faith, disarming America, shipping billions to Iran, funding terror proxies that tried assassinating Trump. Sharia violates constitution at every turn, no Bill of Rights, enslavement, beheadings for infidels. Christians persecuted in 110 nations, mostly Muslim lands, kidnapped, tortured, beheaded. Quran commands, kill idolaters wherever found. History screams, 51 million Christians slaughtered, 80 million Hindus, millions in slave trades, religion of war, not peace. Trump bans Sharia, defends biblical foundations. Texas votes 90% to outlaw it. Supreme Court eyes dual citizenship ban. No more infiltrators in government serving two masters. Patriots, wake up, this is the storm. Deep state trembles as truth bombs drop. Iran crippled, cartels crushed south of border, sleeper cells exposed. No more passive sitting, rise, inform, fight back. Grab the red pill book restoring the Republic, Bible versus Quran, history, current ops, arm yourself with unabridged truth God promised to unleash now. The army of light assembles. Globalist conquest fails. Trump leads the final push, Western civilization endures. Stay vigilant, head on swivel. The beast roars but victory belongs to patriots. God wins. N. Saturday, March 7, 2026. Breaking: Michael Jocko, Scott McKay, Alpha Warrior and Josh Reed, the Q storm is here. Deep state treason exposed, Iran decapitated, China choked, Trump's master plan unfolds, 10 days of darkness on Telegram. Patriots are witnessing history in real time as military insiders Michael Jocko, Scott McKay, Alpha Warrior, and Josh Reed drop bombshells on the accelerating takedown. General Flynn's doctrine of accountability is operational under DNI Tulsi Gabbard, fusing declassification with ruthless reform. The machine that devoured America from Langley to Foggy Bottom is now eating itself alive. Flynn, once targeted by Crossfire Hurricane, now advises Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and DNI Gabbard inside the beast. This is retribution, not vengeance, reclaiming the Republic's integrity, oath over bureaucracy, truth over politics. Ongoing conspiracy doctrine in play, RICO charges leapfrogging back to 2015 to 2016. Brennan transcripts establish predicate crimes. Criminal enterprise confirmed, start with Obama, work down. Who directed Brennan? Clapper, Rice. Under oath, under lights, threat of prison for treason. Pardons can't overcome treason. Flynn declares, the outgoing Obama regime committed conspiracy to undermine a duly elected president, and it never stopped. Judge Janine confirms, Pam Bondi can't comment on ongoing investigations. 3 reasons docs stay sealed: victims, minors, active probes. FBI raided Epstein's Island days ago. Bondi testifies under perjury threat, something massive drops at her right after. Christine Ohm fired for lying to Congress. Cover story. Real move, leverage for cartel. Intel in new Western America's role. Trump keeps warriors close, camouflaged. Condoleezza Rice in White House with Trump and Susie Wiles, not globalist, Russia/Middle East expert. Likely feeding 9/11 truths, Cheney/Bush dirt. Trump turns assets against the cabal, surveillance, leverage, testimony. Iran neutralized in weeks, decapitation strike. Unconditional surrender demanded. Mullah's gone. Hypersonic hits on Mossad HQ, strategic targets under schools/restaurants. Hezbollah/Hamas disarmed, infiltrated, won't defend Iran. Persians ecstatic, majority Christian, better treated than in Israel. Regime change in 3 months. Missiles from Israel direction. False flags to provoke. Navy knows, morale low, B-2 flyover boosts. Commanders furious, but stonewalled. Britain/City of London exposed as real puppet masters. China choked, lost Venezuela, Iran oil. Energy corridors collapsing, Panama, Taiwan, Hormuz now U.S. controlled. Refineries halted exports, prepping for kinetic Taiwan grab. Food collapse, one-child graying disaster, dying off in 20 to 25 years. Trump isolates via sanctions, 100 days max survival. Russia flips. Dollar settlement return, Arctic energy/military drills with U.S. after Odessa taken. Ukraine ends soon. Epstein files flood, 64K new, millions more from CIA/DOJ. Democrats/donors implicated. Act Blue fraud, USAID dark money NGOs shut down. Voter rolls burned soon, proof of citizenship. Not driver's license. SAVE Act fails on purpose. Public outrage forces Trump executive order on election emergency pre-midterms. Red wave guaranteed. First indictments trigger mass awakening. Brennan, Rice subpoenaed, FISA hack to find compromat. Southern District Florida. Grand jury rolling. Flynn reposts Q verbiage, Perp walk saved for top traders. This is God's plan, military precision, spiritual warfare. Patriots, hold the line. The storm is here, the deep state is finished. WWG1GA, humanity wins, America first, forever. Oh, save the children. Sunday, March 8, 2026, Hollywood entertainers accused of human trafficking. Sunday, March 8, 2026, over a decade ago Australian SRA victim/survivor Fiona Barnett became the first victim/whistleblower to publicly expose Australia's role in a government-sponsored child sex trafficking operation coordinated by Western military intelligence. As the child victim of an alleged child sex trafficking network, Barnett claims she was prostituted at dozens of pedophile parties, which were attended by at least 3 former prime ministers at Canberra's Parliament House. Fiona also claims she witnessed hundreds of crimes, including murder, rape, abduction and torture, at the hands of the so-called elite pedophile ring 40 years ago. The network, which Ms. Barnett maintains still operates today, included high-ranking politicians, and police and judiciary members. Barnett alleged the Global Human Compromise Network implicated senior politicians, including 3 Australian prime ministers and a US president, plus British royalty, military brass, clergy, judges, police, academics, celebrities, athletes, billionaires, journalists, shipping companies and major banks. Fiona Barnett was right. Fiona Barnett abuse survivor makes sensational claims. Sunday, March 8, 2026, Oprah's alleged mentor farming babies and selling them on the black market gets 118 years in prison, and her African school loaded with sexual abuse allegations. It's always the same crimes, the same group of elites, and always involves children. The patterns don't lie. Oprah's mentor and fraudulent spiritual healer, João Teixeira Faria, aka John of God, was coincidentally mentioned in the Epstein files for farming babies and selling them on the black market. He was accused of abusing over 600 women and children. He would use women and children as sex slaves, impregnate them, sell their babies, and murder some of them after. The babies from the victims would sell for thousands of dollars on the black market. He was finally caught and sentenced to 118 years in prison. These are the people connected to the elites who rule over us. These people must be removed from positions of power and held accountable. The real question is, are there more John of God still out there? Pastor Bob Joyce on Telegram, Elvis. P. Saturday, March 7, 2026, Mel Gibson drops the hammer. Cannibal Ellen DeGeneres faces death penalty as Epstein Hellfire files explode in 2026. 10 Days of Darkness on Telegram. Mel Gibson unleashes fury, declaring the death penalty for elite pedophiles and Hollywood cannibals. Named in the explosive unredacted Epstein files now tearing through 2026. His team rips apart millions of pages of DOJ documents, videos, manifests, irrefutable proof that the deep state can no longer bury. The verdict slams home. Ellen DeGeneres stands exposed as mad, bad, and lethally dangerous, a central figure in Hollywood's satanic abyss according to Gibson's relentless pursuit of truth. Saturday, March 7, 2026, Epstein files confirm Obama-Biden regimes trafficked 550,000 unaccompanied children at the border using taxpayer dollars, paying predators directly. Trump forces locate 145,000 in horrific conditions, over 100,000 still missing, many sacrificed in Vatican's Ninth Circle child murder cults. SRA survivors expose top Jesuits leading monthly rape, torture, sacrifice rites ruling millions of global cults, blackmailing politicians for total control. Deep state elites, Obama, Biden, Clintons, Bushes, tied to CIA mind control, organ harvesting, voter fraud schemes. Christine Ohm under oath bombshell, Biden funded child traffickers outright. 92% of Biden's illegal auto pen executive orders nullified by emergency decree. Bohemian Grove membership leaks expose elite satanic gatherings. Schmidt, Bloomberg, Koch, Kissinger, Hollywood cannibals like Ellen, Lady Gaga confirmed in depraved rituals. Saturday, March 7, 2026, the elites devour children, not metaphorically, but literally. Epstein's empire revealed menus of human flesh, child-sourced meat shipped to private islands and retreats where the powerful feast to steal youth, renew demonic pacts, and cling to godlike power. This nightmare unfolds in real time, March 2026, as Gibson roars that warnings ignored for decades now demand action. Hollywood crawls with these monsters, And it's time to purge the filth before they drag the world deeper into hell. Representative voices echo the rage. These demonic pimps in fine suits deserve no mercy. Bring them to the farm, end them all. Nothing redeemable remains. The Epstein files unveil grotesque depravity, ritual abuse on private islands, trafficking behind biometric gates, human life treated as disposable fuel for their eternal youth quests. Emails surface implicating top names: Leonardo DiCaprio, Woody Allen, chatting casually about human diets, grinding bones for fiber, cannibal feasts that slim them down while feeding their darkness. Ellen spirals into public meltdowns, incoherent rants at shadows, paranoia screaming of agents everywhere. Afflicted with cura from consuming human remains. Just like Epstein's own grotesque symptoms, uncontrolled movements, brain decay from prion-riddled flesh, she hurtles toward justice or oblivion. Gibson, blacklisted for decades after exposing Hollywood's soul-devouring machine, now demands no quarter. He dove into the underbelly, saw the satanic rituals, blood offerings in penthouses, pineal glands harvested from innocence flash frozen into jerky for adrenochrome highs and transhuman delusions. Epstein's obsession, pineal extracts, DMT spikes from children's glands, shipped on ice to fuel their vampire immortality. These aren't mere pedophiles, they're occult cannibals, worshippers draining the young for power. The files prove it: basement altars, cryovats, ritual logs of donor children powdered into elixirs. Gibson's prophetic warnings, once ridiculed, now blazes truth. Ellen, the perky mask over rabid evil, faces chains to Supermax where Kura finishes her, or swift execution. She's the weak link. When she snaps, the entire satanic chain shatters. The reckoning storms and merciless. Hollywood's facade crumbles, revealing the abomination beneath. Wake up, patriots, the monster's cornered, exposed in red ink. Raise your voice, fight back, or darkness claims victory. Gibson paid in exile for naming them, now the hammer falls. Arrests loom, the empire collapses. Q. What we think we know as of Monday, March 9, 2026. Sunday, March 8, 2025. Trump UN Ambassador Mike Waltz stuns the world, saying he has never seen the Gulf nations so unified or outraged. It is backfiring on Iran. Sunday, March 8, 2025. War with Iran. The old Iran deal was never power, it was scummy cash narcotics pallets, billions flown in, linked to Black Ops and Epstein files buried in Iran, Switzerland, Langley, Greenland. Blackmail gold controlling leaders, keeping the cabal alive. Now, with Iran reeling, those files could explode, outing BlackRock, JP Morgan, the useful giants rigging everything. Sunday, March 8, 2025 afternoon. Kansas City International Airport was evacuated of all travelers and workers due to a serious incident. Sunday, March 8, 2026, breaking medical expose, Fauci and Gates accused, they injected the world with cancer. Top oncologist calls for justice. Sunday, March 8, 2026, just in, Trump draws a red line, President refuses to sign any bills until Save America Act passes. March 8, 2026. Sunday, March 8, 2026. Unconditional surrender, the 1979 oil shock playbook is back. Global finance targets Trump again. Saturday, March 7, 2025. Hillary Clinton allegedly openly inquired about assassinating Julian Assange for exposing the truth, literally stating, "Can't we just drone this guy?" In 2017, after WikiLeaks exposed the CIA's Vault 7 hacking tools, Director Mike Pompeo spearheaded plots to kidnap or assassinate Julian Assange in London's Ecuadorian embassy. The hidden truth on Telegram. Sunday, March 8, 2025. The real reason why they want us to switch over to LED lights and are literally giving them away to control our home appliances, and that they give us lethal microwave radiation. White hats on Telegram. Sunday, March 8, 2025. Senator Ron Johnson on Telegram. In just 1 week, President Trump has pulled off what others couldn't in decades, secured the Strait of Hormuz, safeguarding 20% of the world's oil supply, forged stronger ties with Persian Gulf nations standing united against Iran, crippled BRICS momentum, shattered Lloyd's of London's 300-year dominance over global maritime insurance by stepping in with US-backed guarantees, and squeezed China's energy lifeline hard. China's scrambling. The UK is on the sidelines watching its influence fade. Iran's regime is cornered and reeling. America is roaring back, fierce, unstoppable, and firmly in command. This is leadership and strategic genius on a historic scale. Sat. March 7, 2025 confirmed. Trump promises end to income tax. You won't even have to pay IT. Since November 2025, Trump's global military alliance raids have shut down bioweapon labs and seized Rothschild server vaults in the 4 countries of Australia, Spain, Iceland and Ukraine. Australia, missing persons from Southeast Asia, funded by EU climate health slush funds. Iceland Rothschild server seized showing WHO payoffs. Spain live embryonic tissue vats, population resiliency genetic archives, heritable mRNA sequences for permanent human alteration. They were breeding the next plague in underground bioweapon labs in Ukraine, doing experiments on children ages 8 to 18. Neurobiological torture logs, MK Ultra 2.0 frequency weapons for mass docility via AI cognitive targeting funded by stolen NATO billions through Polish/German shells. Saturday, March 7, 2025 breaking medical exposé, Fauci and Gates accused, they injected the world with cancer, top oncologist calls for justice. Saturday, March 7, 2026 former CIA Director John Brennan, former DNI James Clapper, and deceased Hollywood filmmaker Rob Reiner ran an entire psychological operation through the mainstream media about President Trump and the Russia collusion hoax, gaslighting the American people when they knew it wasn't true, because they're the ones who literally fabricated and executed the coup in the first place. This is sedition, if not the definition of treason itself. USA Awakening on Telegram. Sat. March 7, 2025 RFK just said it, the conspiracy theorists were right all along, about everything. Unreal. Boom. Q, the Storm Rider, Obama literally created one of the worst terrorist groups in history by deploying the Brennan CIA to create ISIS, which splintered into a jihadist group, in an attempt to overthrow Assad in a disastrous joint covert operation with the CIA and Saudi Arabia, which resulted in over 500,000 people killed and displacing over 10 million in the U.S. proxy war with Syria. R. Government fraud. Sunday, March 8, 2028. The United States government, under the single greatest criminal organization in American history, over $100 billion in taxpayer money was extorted and funneled to left-wing corporations to build bridges to nowhere during the last 76 days of the Biden-Harris terrorist administration, while the same program allocated only $40 million over the previous 15 years. Every single member of Biden's cabinet, including his White House staff, should be investigated and taken into custody to face charges of bribery, fraud, abuse of power, extortion, racketeering, money laundering, and conspiracy to defraud the United States government and the American people. Sunday, March 8, 2028 Fox News, it turns out the illegal in Pennsylvania that got caught voting in 5 of our presidential elections committed more crimes. She's lived in America for 20 years illegally casting fraudulent ballots. She stole $259,589 in Section 8 rental assistance benefits, stole $101,257 in Social Security disability benefits, stole $43,348 in SNAP food stamps benefits. She's stolen Americans' identity, a total of roughly $400,000 just in federal benefits stole from taxpayers just from this one illegal. Saturday, 7th of March. Q drop 916 revealed saving America for last, the true Israel awakens, sovereign restoration crushes cabal, Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden, bombshell, Q drop 916 revealed, saving America for last, the true Israel awakens, sovereign restoration crushes the cabal. Q drop 916's We Are Saving Israel for Last exposes America's divine role as the authentic spiritual and territorial Israel, dismantling Netanyahu's post-World War II cabal facade. The Sovereign Restoration Campaign launches phased assaults on foreign proxies draining U.S. wealth and concealing America's biblical mantle. In March 2026 Pentagon forces unmask $38 billion aid scams fueling terror networks. Decrypted 2026 Mossad CIA cables confirm Netanyahu's Philadelphia roots and CIA grooming as a chaos asset. Phase 1 cuts funds, triggering defections that expose domestic traitors. This fuels 2026 congressional panic votes, heralding elite collapse. The endgame crowns America the New Jerusalem, free from deep state decoys, patriots rising to reclaim destiny. America is true Israel via ancient migrations, Anglo-Saxon heirs carrying Ephraim and Manasseh legacies. Mayflower Compact echoes Mosaic covenants, colonies a scriptural nation. Sealed Boston Masonic archives show biblical namings without maps, proving inherited truth. Constitution mirrors tribal confederacy, states as modern tribes. Campaign obliterates Rothschild's 1917 Balfour fake, a wealth siphon trap. Digital forensics trace black budget billions to bloodline strongholds. Netanyahu falls through proxy wars, no direct U.S. action, unmasking cabal core ruthlessly. Intelligence grids isolate proxies, slashing $3.8 billion. Pentagon flows. 2026 UAE intel links Netanyahu to CIA aid manipulations masking dark rituals. Phase 2 audits expose congressional snakes, shattering protections. Netanyahu's 1967 Mossad CIA insertion fueled endless conflict. Exploiting Iran drains both sides bloodlessly. Focus shifts to America's infiltrator purge, igniting Nizar wealth floods for the people. Over $50 billion U.S. investment modernizes Iraq's CBI with blockchain since 2003, priming dinar redenomination post-Iran collapse. SWIFT rebuilds in Basra. Erbil enable upward floats. Iran's fall clears militias, Iraq leads golden age. Audits purge corruption, U.S. holdings surge in currency baskets. Starves China's oil, deters aggression. China's Iranian oil addiction leaves Taiwan exposed. CENTCOM March 2026 plans choke Gulf shipments, cutting 500,000 barrels daily. Venezuela 2026 alignment, Panama oversight add Navy leverage. Iran's demise forces I retreat under economic siege. Trump lets Iran Netanyahu self-destruct, exposing puppets. 2026 Mossad leaks show Netanyahu's desperation, restraint accelerates attrition. Iran's fall unmasks traitors like Flynn, tours hiding foreign ties, now crumbling via defections. Cleanup seals true Israel mantle, patriots storming victory. Utah's Moab matches biblical lands, Great Salt Lake rivals Dead Sea, Wasatch Mount Nebo aligns Jordan flows. Mormon namings without maps shatter lies. 2026 USGS files prove Holy Land blueprint. Campaign at 85%, Iran proxies shattered in 72-hour blitzes. Iraq dinar nears 1-to-1 plus parity with U.S. backing. Cuba blackouts force regime flips for markets. Pahlavi's Virginia team drafts trillion-dollar pacts. 90% Hezbollah neutralized, trade secured. Revaluations demand peace, white hats dominate. America's uniques, Grand Canyon's unmatched geologic record, redwoods towering 379 feet. Louisiana Creole abundance, Edwards Plateau's 3,000 caves, biblical echoes in one nation. Covenant foundations scream destiny. Patriots, the cabal crumbles, freedom eternal, storm is here. Nizar/Jazara. On October 10, 2000 President Clinton had no interest in signing Nizar into law. So, under orders from U.S. military generals, the elite naval SEALs and Delta Force stormed the White House and under gunpoint, forced Bill Clinton to sign Nizar. During this time Secret Service and White House security personnel were ordered to stand down, disarmed, and allowed to witness this event under a gag order. Nizar activation implements the following changes: 1. Zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. This is the Federal Reserve's worst nightmare, a jubilee or a forgiveness of debt. 2. Abolishes the income tax. 3. Abolishes the IRS. Employees of the IRS will be transferred into the U.S. Treasury National Sales Tax Area. 4. Creates a 14% flat rate non-essential new items only sales tax revenue for the government. In other words, food and medicine will not be taxed, nor will used items such as old homes. 5. Increases benefits to senior citizens. 6. Returns constitutional law to all courts and legal matters. 7. Reinstates the original title of nobility amendment. Hundreds of thousands of Americans under the control of foreign powers will lose their citizenship, be deported to other countries, and barred from re-entry for the remainder of their life. And millions of people will soon discover their college degrees are now worthless paper. 8. Establishes new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after Nizar's announcement. The interim government will cancel all national emergencies and return us back to constitutional law. 9. Monitors elections and prevents illegal election activities of special interest groups. 10. Creates a new U.S. Treasury, rainbow currency, backed by gold, silver, and platinum precious metals, ending the bankruptcy of the United States initiated by Franklin Roosevelt in 1933.11. Forbids the sale of American birth certificate records as chattel property bonds by the U.S. Department of Transportation. 12. Initiates new U.S. Treasury bank system in alignment with constitutional law. 13. Eliminates the Federal Reserve System. During the transition period, the Federal Reserve will be allowed to operate side by side of the U.S. Treasury for 1 year in order to remove all Federal Reserve notes from the money supply. 14. Restores financial privacy. 15. Retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law. 16. Ceases all aggressive U.S. government military actions worldwide. 17. Establishes peace throughout the world. 18. Releases enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes. 19. Enables the release of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technologies that are being withheld from the public under the guise of national security, including free energy devices, anti-gravity, and sonic healing machines. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website yourdailyblog.com. Sincere thanks to all our audience. To continue watching videos without ads, you can subscribe via the Gumroad link below the description. If you want to watch the latest free videos, you can visit yourdailyblog.com. If you continue to love and support us, you can donate to us via GiveSendGo or PayPal or Gumroad link below the description. God bless us all.